Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie. Will be looking at the race meeting today from Durbanville, the 29th of March, where we have an eight race program. We kick off the program with two maiden juvenile events, and as you know, per usual, I can't do any selections on maiden juveniles as there's no form to assess. And the other problem is, and I've seen a couple of results already this year, these horses, they can improve from race one to race two, like you don't believe. So we're not going to have a look at race one and two, although I'll show you the betting, and then we're going to start our analysis on race three. So here's the betting on race one, number six, Santa Maria, 15 to 10. Veronique, 7 to 2, 5 to 1, Area 51, Comedy of Manners, 8 to 1, 11 to 1, Relevant Less, 12 to 1, PETA, Treasure Hunt, 11 to 1, 14 to 1, 16 to 1, Winter Scout, and Hyde Park Corner, 25 to 1. Race 2, number 11, 7 to 10, You Know Who, Augusta Green, 6 to 1, 13 to 2, Electrical Warrior, Vida Future, 13 to 1, 14 to 1, Al Swagger, Temple Bar, 16 to 1, Gravitas, 25 to 1, Master Striker, 28 to 1, 55 to 1, Golden Vision on the road again, 35 to 1, 66 to 1, Back to You, and scratch number 7, Hendo Shuffle. So we then move on to race number 3, where we have the betting as follows. Number 1, Paper Trail, 19 to 10, 2 to 1, Woodsworth, 6 to 1, Royal Groove, Bon Vivier, 7 to 1, Buffalo Thorn, 8 to 1, Jack the Jet Setter, 12 to 1, Jamila, 14 to 1, 16 to 1, Star Captain, and 33 to 1, Soft Dave. Race 3 certainly looks a match race between numbers 1 and 2. Both of these horses has been running places in the last few races. And my selection here is on number 2, Woodsworth. Just because I see in his last race behind Cam's Day, Woodsworth ran on very nicely for a 22.4, and the best I could find one in Paper Trail for last 400 to finish was a 23.3 behind Ultima Empire on this course. Woodsworth also ran, incidentally, also run on this course at 22.4. So my first selection in race 2 is, in race 3, is number 2. Then for outsider selections, I'm going with horses 5 and 6. 5, Bon Vivier, is Duke of Marmalade by Count de Barme, has certainly showed a huge improvement from race 1 to race 2, running third behind Cam's Bay in the same race as Woodsworth, but Woodsworth was only half a length behind Cam's Bay, so beating Bon Vivant 4.5 lengths. But if Bon Vivant can continue his improvement, certainly that would bring him into the picture. Then we have number 6, Buffalo Thorn, also a horse that I think they can improve. Did improve from race 1 to race 2, running with nice 3.5 lengths behind Benjamin, but he's drawn a little bit out wide on race number 9, which certainly isn't the ideal situation at the Durbanville course. You can also maybe include into your back end of your quartets number 7, Jamila. Jamila, I didn't, but if you got a nice, if you got your budget, allow it to include. It's drawn 1, and then it's interesting entry. Number 8, Royal Groove, a Dynasty by Strawberry Eyes by Western Winter. Now, I can assure you that this horse, Strawberry Eyes, has thrown quite a number of good horses, so certainly a very good breeding. But I see the horse was gelded and used to be with Snape, now with the Lammerskral stud, but certainly also an inclusion in all of your quartet trifecta selections. We then move on to race number 4. Now, race number 4 is a 1400 maiden plate for fillies and mares, and the betting as follows. Number 1, Adderbury Lake, 16 to 10, Rose Princess, 3 to 1, Arendelle, 11 to 2, Joe Love, 6 to 1, Adira, 7 to 1, 8 to 1, Vision and Ice, 40 to 1, and Better the Rest. Now, here in race 4, my first selection is the favorite, number 1, Adderbury Lake. I've been following this horse from race 1. And I think today from draw 3 out to the mayor on board, certainly this horse is going to be a huge runner, and I would think hard to beat. This was I was looking at this to make it my best bet of the day, but I found another runner which I didn't choose as my best bet of the day. But certainly Adderbury Lake was definitely, I contemplated making him my best bet of the day. For outsider selections in this race, I'm going for numbers 3 and 8. Joe Love did show improvement in his last 2 races. Going to the front and got right out of it late. Duke of Marmalade filly by a Dynasty Mare, also well bred and definitely a horse that can be involved in the finish. And then my other selection for outsider selection is number 8. This is a horse that I'm sure is going to improve today, Jeff Woodruff. It's very well bred. It's Visionaire out of IC Air by Jared. This mare has also flown quite a number of useful offspring. This horse debuted over the 1200 meters running on 25.4, stayed on from rear. And I'm thinking that today might have a chance to be involved in the finish. So do include in all of your bets. Rose Princess is also a horse that I liked very much last time out, but was run out of it by Swazi Queen. Now today running again over a little bit short, the 1400 meters from the 1800 meters, but I'm sure this horse with Grant van Niekerk on board will be involved when the photos are taken. Arundel is also a horse that has got ability now, first time going over the 1400 meters, and I do think that this longer distance will also suit Arundel, certainly also inclusion in your quartet and trifecta selections. Then we move on to race number 5, which is another maiden plate over 1800 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. The betting as follows. Number 3, one-way traffic, 11 to 10, Tails of Us, 9 to 2, Legitimize, 5 to 1, Crack It Open, 10 to 1, A Good Year, 13 to 1, 20 to 1, Bel Ponto, Assertive Power, 25 to 1, and 25 to 1, and longer the rest. Now, the favorite here is number 3, one-way traffic. Certainly well bred, the Dynasty by Spectrum Me. His horse did improve last time out running from the rear. But my concern about number 3, one-way traffic, is if this horse looks like it has a problem at the start, losing ground on the start. And I can tell you now, on the tight Durbanville course, if you lose ground on this at the start, you're seldom going to win the race. And I think my selection number 4, A Good Year, I think although drawing from draw 9 is not the best draw, I think A Good Year, the King's Bark colt by Imperial Stride Mare, been rested for 72 days, is my selection. The horse ran well behind Legitimate, and Legitimate has run some really useful races, then ran behind Savannah Buddy, stayed on, and then last time out was drawn 13 out of 14. So Anton Marcus selected to go to the front, and then the horse just faded at the end. When I saw that race, I just thought that the pace was too fast. If maybe Greg Shane can get this horse out, and it's a smaller field than last time, and he can place it in 3rd or 4th and allow the horse to run on, I'm thinking A Good Year today can be a huge runner in this race at 9 odds currently at 13 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 13 to 1. And certainly I would think a nice each way value bet. Not that I say number 3 cannot win the race. He certainly can, but I'm just saying if he loses ground at the start again, then its tickets gone on that horse. Then my other outsider selections in this race is number 1, Legitimize in the Grand in the Puller stable, Carstens on board, was behind A Good Year in the race behind Legitimate, but then improved over the 1,000 and 1,200. Last time out over the 1,400 meters, running second behind High Noon. High Noon is also a horse that took a while to win a race, but what caught my eye was the time of 24.1, fastest 400 to finish. Now, I did touch on this topic before, where I said that In other parts of the country, if you run 24 seconds, 124 seconds, that is a good time, for a 400 to finish. As you know, I am preaching that. I like horses that run on the end because that proves the horse fitness. If a horse doesn't run on the end, then he might have a problem with his fitness. And certainly, if you have a look at the Cape Town 400 finish 27.5, 26.9, 25, and then certainly when this horse ran 24.1, that is certainly for Cape Town above average time. So I think Legitimize might be a useful outsider in this race that you can include currently, not a really outsider, but at 5-1, definitely inclusion in all of your bets. And then I'm going to go down to number 9 for my other outsider selection. And that is number 9 is Gen Rock. It's a 4-year-old Marshfield out of Jewel of Janeng by a Rainbow Dancer. This horse is a 4-year-old, but only had 4 runs, making his debut on the 25th of November, running third behind Izipa or whatever. Then behind his choice, Wolfman, Green Light Flash. But I do get the feeling that Gem Rock is going to be maybe a factor over this 1800 meters, and surely you need to include that in all of your bets currently at 25-1. If this horse arrives for a quartet, it will surely enhance the payout, and you'll be standing in a power queue laughing, thanking outsider Genie. There are other horses with chances. A horse that I didn't include in any of my selections, but certainly if you're playing a quartet and you're looking to pop in a few horses, multiple at the back end of your quartet, I would think that number 11 and number 12 might be inclusions that you can include for fourth, because I do expect that they're going to improve in running. Then here's number 7, Bel Punta, also horse 5 lengths behind, 6 lengths, also horse that you might want to include into the back end of your quartets. And also numbers 8, Assertive Power. Going for over the 1800 meters, Silvano by a Pentas Lebremere, certainly well bred and maybe also, but drawn 12, but maybe for the back end of your quartets, I would think might be a decent inclusion. So let's move on to race number 6. Race number 6 is an interesting race for me. It's a Ferry 80 handicap over 1800 meters, Class C, average merit rated 74. And here the betting is as follows. Race number 6, number 5, Halloween 2-1, So Flawless 7-2, Koenig 9-2, Twice the Quality 6-1, 8-1, Follow the Stars, Helen's Blush 8-1, 16-1 and longer, Scratch number 4, Black Silver. So when I opened up this race and I started looking, my first selection immediately was on Follow the Stars, because if you can see here, it's a Class C, average merit rated 74. Now, Follow the Stars did win its last race in PE. And guys, I think the PE horses are getting stronger. For the last 3 future races in PE was all won by PE horses, where normally the Cape Town horses would have walked away with the prize. Now, if you have a look at Follow the Stars used to be a merit rated 100, now down to 84, and did compete in like a IR 100 against Mississippi Burning. Good horses, 4.3 lengths behind Summer Pudding in Greyville. Then it ran here in 98s, 99s, all of that. You really run in good races. And then last time out, ran down in class and a novice and won at 15-20. So I thought, wow, this must be the business of the race. But then I scrolled down, and as I went to the through the field, then I came upon number 7, Koenig. Now, Koenig ran third, Follow the Stars, 3 lengths behind Follow the Stars in the same race. Hasn't run against the quality of number 1, but what caught my eye immediately was that Koenig was carrying 59 and Follow the Stars was carrying 58. Now today, the weight difference is as follows. Koenig carrying 53.5 and Follow the Stars carrying 62. So that's 9.5. So it's a swing of 10.5 kilos in favor of number 7. So surely, based on that, number 1 cannot finish in front of number 7. And taking that, my first selection would have been number 1. So surely then my first selection must be number 7, Kumning. And currently this horse is at 9-2. So in race number 6, my first selection is number 7, and then obviously number 1, my outsider selection, and then number 3, Twice the Quality, Robert Carty. Now, what caught my eye here was, what happened was, Richard Ferry was supposed to ride Black Silver, but that is now scratching. Now Ronald Carty is on Twice the Quality, so you just need to check if there's going to be a jockey change, or they're going to keep on Robert Carty on Twice the Quality. But Twice the Quality also been running there and thereabouts, and I think definitely in this race with a chance. And then also number 5, Halloween, Silvano out of Pumpkin Reach by Tiger Reach, nicely bred, won its maiden, and then last time out over the 1600 was stayed on over the 1600 meters, but added one its maiden over the 1800 meters. So also 5 Halloween in with a chance. We now move on to race number 7, which is Phyllis Mare's handicap 72 Class D, average merit rate at 71. Let's have a look here at the betting. And here the betting is number 1, Winter Fury 14-10, Windsor Beat 33-10, Mar Black 11-2, Chili Winter 15-2, Columns Delight 8-1, Flashlight 10-1, 15-1, Sonic Burst, and Nosa Princess 55-1. Now here in this race, my first selection is number 6, Mar Black. Now, if you have a look here, you'll see that this race is run as a D Division 71. Now, the favorite here is Winter Fury. Winter Fury has run in 74, 76. 76 is the highest that he's run in. Incidentally, the same as the maiden where he beat Lady Catherine. Lady Catherine was a winner since. Now, if you have a look here at Mar Black, you'll see that Mar Black ran in 83s and 84s behind Kitty Cat, and Green Light Gal. Certainly, Green Light Gal, for instance, is a very good horse. On her day, Mar Black has beaten Rain in New Market. Rain in New Market won after that and won, I think, another 2 races. Princess Kala is a future place horse. And I do think maybe the 1400 meters was just a touch too far, and will certainly enjoy the 1250 on a distance that she's won on this course and distance. So certainly I think number 6, Mar Black today, a very huge runner in this field. And for outsiders, I just got one outsider selection in this race, and that's number 2, which is Sonic Burst. I keep on preaching this horse, but this horse won its maiden very well with just over 4 lengths, and then ran a nice race behind Bad Habit and even behind Zarina. And now then they try this horse over various distances, which I think the 1400 meters might just be too far. And I'm looking for this horse, Sonic Burst, to run a better race today. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to keep on following this horse, because one of these days, this horse is going to win at a nice price. I do feel this horse has got a bit of ability, but, he just needs to put it together, and I'm certain the day that you win, you will win comfortably. And it's also been running against horses in higher divisions, as you can see here, 87, 83, even a 90, Seeking the Stars, 84, Kitty Cat Chat, 87, Capatina, we know all is a horse with good ability. Here we have Cherry Jam, who was winning his second race. So certainly Sonic Burst last time out was wide around the bit and short, so you can excuse that lad. And I do believe number 2, Sonic Burst, is in with a huge chance. Then another horse that you want to include is number 1, Winter Fury. What a Winter by Parade Leader Mayor Grant van Niekerk. The horse ran well behind Oh What a Night, but was comprehensively beaten by Hami's Fan. And I just want to show you the date on that is the 16th of January. And here's the 16th of January that this horse ran 9 lengths behind Hami's Fan from a weight of 59. And here we had Sonic Burst on 59.5, finishing about 8 lengths in front of number 1. So certainly I do think that number 2, Sonic Burst, might finish in front of number 1. And another interesting thing is you will see that in a maiden, Winter Fury was beaten by Nova Princess. Now, Nova Princess is in the same race here, carrying only 56.5. Did one a maiden, and after that run 1 or 2 okay, but the last 2 races was certainly not in a good space, went into the front. But if you're looking for something to pop into your quartet, that can make the quartet pipe, put in number 8, Nova Princess, because I've got a feeling that she's going to run improved race. We then get to race number 8, which is a novice handicap. I don't know why they bother with these things like novice and graduation handicap. Just run a novice and just run a graduation plate, because that is what they were there for. These novice handicap, surely I'm not a big fan of that. But anyway, we got the novice handicap here over 1400 meters, class C, average mean rate at 76. And here's the betting as follows. Number 1, All Lit Up 22-10, Futuras Hope 9-2, 6-1 Tallahassee, Real Royal 8-1, Sovereign Rose 8-1, Benjamin 8-1, Maximum 10-1, 12-1 Ticket to Ride, Secret Glider 25 and 25-1, Rostopovich and Scratch number 11, Apache Dream. Now here is the other horse that I contemplated for my best bet of the day, and it is my best bet of the day, and that's number 1, All Lit Up. As you can see, we're running on a class 7 C76. Now this horse today carrying in this handicap top weight of 60. But if you have a look here, you'll see here C Division 82, B Division 87, B Division 83. And now this horse wasn't disgraced. Here it ran further behind the second wave. The second wave came out last week and won comprehensively. His choice certainly also no slouch. So I think in this race, Grand Fadika, All Lit Up, certainly going to be hard to beat. And therefore my best bet of the day. For outsider selections, I'm going for number 2, Really Royal. I do think that this horse can be the biggest danger to number 1, Justin Snape. This horse is coming off a race of 139 days. But Justin Snape is a professional, and he won't send this horse to the races if he's not fit. This horse running a short head behind Capetina, who since then has won quite a few runners. And as you can see here, that Really Royal won a juvenile, not even a maiden plate, and then finished 5 lengths against Ching, which I think over the distance that might be too far for him for the moment. Louis Makotsa on board. Then there is other horses with chances here. Number 3, Futura's Hope, winning a maiden, but took a while to win a maiden against some horses that I'm not sure is going to be, world beaters, but has run against the likes of Eric the Red, Lion Backer. Surely that was, decent horses. Tallahassee, I see Aldo de Meyer is putting up a half kilogram overweight. Won his maiden last time, and I did that day. I said it's going to be one of my better bets of the day. And here we have Richard Ferry now. Richard Ferry normally rides for Justin Snape. Now he's riding for Sovereign Rose. I'm not sure why, because from draw 1, maybe he feels that he's got a better chance of Sovereign Rose. So that might be something to look out for. Number 5, Sovereign Rose. Also took a while to break the maiden and hasn't done much since, but has run against some stronger position. You can see here C Division 81 and the B Division 84. And then I think Benjamin is also a horse that you need to include. Also took a while to win its maiden, but as you can see, he ran third to Russian Rock, which is a grade 1 winner, as well as Shaboom is not too bad. And then All Lit Up, 2 lengths behind All Lit Up at even weights, now getting a weight advantage of 5 kilograms. So certainly I think 6, Benjamin, certainly can be a danger in this race. And then lastly, number 7, Maximum. Also Jeff Woodrup inmate. I think this horse is finding his feet now, running a improved race last time out behind Distant. And I think number 7, Maximum, is also a horse that's going to improve shortly. So that brings us to the end of my preview for the day at Durbanville. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.